All right, it is time for some drum candy, and this is something that Mike and I are both very excited about because it's very rare that technology makes its way into our industry. Mike and I have talked many times about how they got things right in the early 1900s, and we've just been refining it ever since. But this is something that I think could be a game changer for a lot of people because this technology isn't gimmicky. They got it right. So this is the Dialtune snare drum. So So did you have this? This is you performing on it?
Yep, it is. They sent me one of the prototypes. So the ones that are coming out for sale now are a little bit different, but really I don't think you could spot it just by looking at a photo or something. So basically the one I'm playing in the video is what they created for the Dialtune snare drum. Let me describe it. It's a 6.5 by 14 maple shell. But what they created was this cabling system so you can independently control the entire tension of the batter head from the bottom head via these two large metal turn knobs. And the hoops themselves have like an interlocking system, so there's no tension rods. You just lock it into place, tune the drum up, tune it down, unlock it, pull it off, take the head off. So you can change a head from the drum being as high as possible. You could probably change the head in 35 seconds, 45 seconds, under a minute, easily.
Okay.
That's functionality. What's cool? It's cool that the batter head, changing the tension of the batter head does not affect the bottom head. That's been the problem with some other systems that have come around over the years. So you can set the bottom head.
Which works decently well for toms and kick, but for snare
drums, you don't want that. I mean, toms, I don't care if they both move up and down because the drum's going to sound good no matter what. But snare drum with a loose bottom head is usually not the best choice.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's just check out the video. So this audio is a real time. I'm playing, just a standard funk groove, and then every 4 bars I stop playing with the right hand and then detune the drum for a couple bars and just keep playing. So this is all real time. There's no editing magic. It's going from high to super low, all in one take.
Can I throw in a request? Can we just play this entire audio, all 3 minutes?
Sure.
I know it's a lot, but there's a reason why I want to do that.
All right.
Okay, so the reason I wanted you guys to hear all of that is because I think when you see that big knob on the side, you think that if you do like a half a turn or a quarter of a turn, it's going to drop the whole thing down. I was shocked at how insanely delicate this thing is and how you can really fine tune this exactly how you want.
Yeah,
because you were doing like
twists.
4 full turns just to get what we would consider like a half a turn on a drum key for every tension rod.
Totally. Yeah, and it holds
that
attention.
To me is awesome.
It holds attention really well. I mean, and when you get down to super low, obviously there's very little tension on the cable. It doesn't matter if it moves a little bit because it's almost flappy anyway. So you'll see in the video maybe the dial's moving like a 1/16 of an inch over the course of 4 bars. But at that point, there's no tension on the head anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But in the higher tunings, it didn't budge.
Now, here's the other thing that's a little shocking to me. Great technology. Love it. The drum sounds really good.
I know. You would think all that hardware that it would just be just a dead block, but...
Yeah, well, we've talked many times about how the drum industry tries really hard to get the most resonance possible, and then we have to spend our whole day shutting up all that resonance.
Yeah, no muffling, didn't need any tape, any gel. That's only an overhead and a bass drum mic. That's a 2-mic recording, so there's no close mic on that drum.
And we're saying that it's got a big turn knob on each side. It's not protruding that much at all for what it's doing to the actual drum. And I don't think this looks gimmicky at all. Like when I look at the drum, it just looks like, I'm trying to think of something, it almost like the way that when you saw that Yamaha Weckel snare that had 2 snares on it, there was a lot of hardware on it, but it made the nerd in you go like, oh, it must be better. Look at all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's got an app on it.
The hoops do extend maybe a little bit wider out than would be, everyone's choice. It's kind of more like a marching drum hoop. They kind of extend a little bit further out. It didn't affect me at all. I didn't feel like I was knocking into it or anything like that. The drum isn't super heavy. I mean, it's hefty, but it's not like a tank. I guess.
And is it just a maple shell? 14 by 5.5 maple shell?
6.5 maple. Yep.
Oh, 6.5. Okay.
Yep. And they have a natural wood. They have I think they're calling it espresso, like a dark brown finish. They had some prototypes at NAMM, like acrylic and stuff. So there's going to be some other options coming out.
That's cool. That's definitely one that I want for the Mike Slessson studio, because I think you and I were talking about before the podcast started, but there's a lot of people that are not as nerdy about drums as you and I are. I do like to have full control over every single little nuance, and I probably make it worse because of that.
Yeah.
Where this just does it right, and it's like, well, I don't want to do it right. I want to screw it up my way. But I have so many students that just want to play. That's all they want to do is play, and the tuning of the drums really gets in their way, and then they end up... I've had adult guys tell me, I actually play my E-kit more than my acoustic kit, and I can play my acoustic kit. I have my own drum room, but it just sounds so bad. And I'm like, oh, what do you have? I have a brand new DW, stock heads, haven't tuned it since I got it from the music shop. And I'm like, yeah, hate to tell you, but the cost doesn't buy you the sound. Like it does if you know how to tune, but tuning it can be a nightmare. And I think this could be one of those set it and forget it type of easy systems. And the thing I was blown away the most, it's great that it works, but the drum sounds good. That is a snare drum sound that I would want in my arsenal for sure.
Yes, you can go.
Now, how much is this thing? Is it insane?
Currently, I think it's $9.99.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a professional snare drum, so that's fine by me. With the tech and the snare sound that it's giving, the quality of the drum, I'd be fine with anywhere between $850 and $1,250.
Yeah, so
I feel like that's fine.
I like. It's also a good one for me of peace of mind to know, like, I can take this drum to any room and I can get it to where it'll work within the acoustics of what I'm dealing with without having to like get it all out of balance, retuning it.
I wonder too how much it would teach you about tuning, because you would know that this drum is always perfectly in tune with itself because it's pulling the head down like a timpani drum. It's just pulling it straight down. So it might teach you a lot too of like, no, at this tuning, that's what a snare drum should sound like.
Totally. Yeah, that education too. Like you're always thinking, could my drum sound better, or do I really know how to tune drums? Well, this is control. This also gives you the education of drum heads. Yeah,
put on a different head and your tuning is right. It's just the head that's changing the sound. The shell is the same. The tuning is flawless. So yeah, I think it's really, really cool. The only thing that I would love, and maybe it could be in a future drum, would be a way to mark where you've tuned it to be like, I know that I like it at this. Now you could obviously do that with a tune bot, but on those dials are kind of massive, or they're kind of industrial looking. It would be very cool if there was a way that you
Like
could
some
say.
kind of a gauge on it that you can see how much.
I'm 375. I'm always 375.
Yeah, interesting.
That would be a cool thing. So something to think about. But I got to say, as far as bringing technology to the snare drum world, I'm telling you guys, this is not gimmicky whatsoever. This is actually 100%. I think even in the brochure, it talks about how it's badass. That's the word they used. It's badass.
Dialtune, Dialtune.com, I believe, is the site.
/badass.
Or maybe it's dialtunedrums.com. I probably should have found that. Let me just check it now. Dialtunedrums.com.
Oh, really?
Yep. Dialtune.
I've got it as dialtune.net. Let's figure this out.
Dialtunedrums.com. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all need to change they need to change their. No, wait. Who uploaded this? Oh, whoever uploaded.